Hi crafty friends! Today I would like to share another index card with you that I made for the Index Card a Day challenge on Instagram. For this one I used the second of my two children's drink packages. So this is something to drink for children, and with this metal foil it's packed, and I just cut it into pieces so that I only have this front image of this little princess, I think. And I wanted to include this image into the background, so I first used some white acrylic paint and I applied it with my beauty blender sponge to this page. The base of the card is a 200-gram copy paper with some acrylic ink. There I tried some stamping the other day and that was not so successful, so I decided to go with this background for the card. And I just apply some of these dots on the left side. I try to get it into something like a flower shape. And then I attached some Brush-O powder, so I just sprinkled a blue and green onto this acrylic paint, and here I have a little special effect with my water glass, so I just recognized that and I thought I have to share that with you. It looked really strange through this glass. And when this whole stuff was wet, I just went into with a really small paintbrush, and I wanted to mix this white acrylic paint with the Brush-O color, but that worked not such well as expected, so I added some more water to get this more in a flow and that I could mix these colors up. So the plan was to make something like a turquoise tone out of this blue and the green, so I tried to get these colors mixed with the acrylic paint and mixed with each other. On the right side, I decided to go a more loose way, even if the whole card went totally loose in the end, but I don't want it to have this flower shapes on the right side, but just a similar pattern or structure in the same color scheme. I also went around with the paintbrush with the leftover paint on it around the whole card to make a little frame so that it looks not so naked and not so unframed. In between this, something like flower shapes, I went in with some more Brush-Os and more water and tried to get this into the little slots of the leaves. And also I tried to get this plastic foil of this drink packaging a little bit more invisible. So I tried to get this more in the background and some acrylic paint and brushes over it. I went in with my paintbrush into the petals of these both flowers very often to get rid of some water, to get rid of some, too much of the Brush-O paint. On the top flower, that worked really well. On the bottom flower, I had definitely too much water. So I tried to let that a little bit dry and went on with my abstract pattern on the right side. Made this little something like stones or leaves or whatever on the bottom, and tried to get the same colors like on the left side. I also played around a lot with this Brush-O mix. This mixing with a white acrylic paint, so in between it was something like a green, but I wanted to have a really extreme structure from the acrylic paint later. So I tried to add some more Brush-Os, more acrylic paint, and I tried to layer this whole stuff a little bit more so that the flower gets a little bit more out, a little bit more something like white, but also with this structure in the petals. The same on the bottom. I try to get this structure and this little bit thicker acrylic paint there to the bottom and also to the right side where this more abstract thing is. That was something like successful. I was surprised that the acrylic paint stayed there where I put put it, because this whole thing was really wet until now. And then I went in with my black Stabilo All pen to get a shading around these flowers. I wanted to let this girl look out of this, something like a jungle. And for that, I tried to get a really extreme shading around this inner part of the flowers and these leaves. And I struggled a little bit because this foil is really glossy, and the paint, so this Stabilo All pen, didn't stick such well on this plastic foil, so that I tried to get this shading with black acrylic paint. So here you can see me attaching this paint, this acrylic paint, with my fingers, because that seemed to be the easiest way to blend it. The acrylic paint is, something like slippering around on this foil. So you can't see that in the camera because it's a matte foil, but it's really, really glossy and slippery when you try to attach the paint. When you have it once there, it stays there forever, but it was a really hard process to get it to the right places. And especially this blending of the shadowing was not such successful as I expected. Sorry. And then there was a point where I realized that, of course, I can go over this plastic foil with fabric or something like that, a little bit wet, so that I can get rid of the paint that's too much. So at this point, I didn't care about the smears and that stuff, because I knew that from my other card with this other girl from the same packaging there, I made a little mistake and I went over it with this fabric, so I knew that I can remove the color, and that's exactly what I did here. I made the shading really extreme in the first step, and then I get this, the color that was too much off with this wet fabric. And then I went in with some of the overleft black acrylic paint, made some black areas in between of the flowers, and I went on with these little black marks. I saw some tutorials about these marks in the last few days, and I was really impressed about that. And I try to include those into my own artworks, and that's here one try of that. And also this really loose scribbling with this Stabilo All pen. I got this idea from Susanne Rose. Hi Susanne, falls du das siehst, deine Videos sind richtig geil. Das ist immer mein abendliches Programm, jeden Tag ein Video von dir. Vielen, vielen Dank dafür. So I had just to greet Susanne. So she has a YouTube channel in English as well. So if you want to check that out, I will link that down below in the description box for you. And here I have something from my pencil sharpener. So that's an idea by Susanne as well, because she used a sandpaper and tried to get some of those pigments from the color pencil to her pieces. She is just holding the sandpaper over the piece, and then she rubs the pencil over the sandpaper, and then these little pigments fall to the piece. I decided to use it like this with this wood from my pencil as well, but all the pigments of my black Stabilo All pen were in this little container there, and look how this turned out. I was so happy about this structure. These little wood things stick to the acrylic paint really well, and it gave the flowers a really three-dimensional middle point. So I was really happy, and also about the structure of the paint and these little marks, and that was really fantastic. So it's always fine to have this feeling in the end. But if you saw my other videos about my index cards, you might have seen that here something is missing. So my self-made rule with these white dots, of course. So I want to have these white dots in every of my 61 cards that I have to make for this challenge. So I went in with some of these here as well. And that's the finished result. I hope you liked it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share it with your friends where it is allowed. Please subscribe to my channel and hit this little notification bell so that you get informed when I upload a new video. I would also be very happy if you visit my website, even if it's in German. Perhaps you get some inspirations there as well. And until the next time, I say bye bye.